Hello everybody and welcome back to this new tutorial. Today we're going to dive headfirst into the annotation system. Annotations are a key feature of any project. You will be able to report issues, identify important elements, as well as create and follow tasks for the whole project. Let's give you an example. We're going to create an annotation together right here in the viewer. For example, let me annotate this, the alarm that is right here. I want to say that there's an alarm in this project in this position. So I'll just put myself right here so I can see it clearly. Then I'll go on the top right here and select annotation. Click on it. You'll see that it will automatically take a screenshot of your positions. What you can do is either view it a little bit wider to see exactly what the screenshot is going to be like, or you can take a new picture. For example, if I move a bit like that and want to be exactly straight looking at it, I can take a new picture from this new position that looks a bit better, or I can upload an image from my computer directly. The idea is if you took an image in real life when you were on site, you can just upload that as a PNG or JPEG, doesn't matter. Then you will see that this point has dropped. What I can do is select it and move it around to make sure that the important point, what I want to show, is exactly this. So here you can see the point of interest has a position, that is this, and if I move it around, it's going to update that position. Now that this is done, what I can do is add a title. So I'll call it alarm. Okay, set a description. In the description, it is also possible to add clickable links. To do this, you can either use HTML or the markup language. Either of those will allow you to add clickable links in your descriptions. You can also find two examples, one of HTML and one of markup, in the description down below. The category, I can select between the default categories, which are task, other, improvement, and upgrades, and then I can create categories. That's going to be in another video. In my case, this is definitely going to go into the safety elements category. If it were a task, something to do, I could set a responsible, so I can just select somebody and they'll send an email to that person saying that they have a notation assigned to them on that project. Same thing, if there was a task, I could add an end date, for example, for next week or for a month, a year, whatever, to say when this has to be done. Same thing if it was a task, you can say if it's a low priority or a high priority task. In that case, as I'm just pointing out that there is something here, these three are not useful for me right now. I can add a status. Again, if it was a task, I could say it's to do, it's ongoing, or something that is completely done. Here I'll just set to do because it's the default one. And I can add labels. So here I'll add alarm and I'll add safety. And I can also add files if I wanted to, for example, to explain how this would work. If I have a PDF, a PNG, whatever, I can add files right here. The files are going to be able to be downloaded by anyone who has access to the project. In my case, I don't have nothing to link to this, so I'll just create it. Here, I've been taken to the position that my annotation has. So this is the cone that represents that annotation. A cone represents the position of where my camera was when I created the annotation, and then the dot is the point of interest. If I double click on the cone, it will open the annotation directly, and I can do the same thing by clicking on the dot. What it will do is first open a little window with the title and description, just like this, and if I click on that window anywhere, then it will open the annotation. Just like if I double clicked on the cone, it's going to take me into the annotation and show me this window where I'll have the responsible if there's one, I'll have the image which I can click to see it wider, click again to shrink it, a due date if there's one, priority, status, and so on and so on. Here I'm also going to have a comment section so I can discuss with other people about that specific issue or report. To add a comment, just simply go here and say good to know, and then you can just click on the plus to add the comment to that annotation. Now take a look at what happens if I open an annotation that has a file and a link. So here, if I go right here, I can see the description, and if I click on the link, it will open this page that goes with the link. On the other side, I can go right here and I'll have my attachments. Here's a PDF, so if I click on it, it will open it directly onto my computer and then I can download it. And if it was another type of file, such as a picture or a point cloud or a small model or stuff like that, then it would have been downloaded onto your computer directly. To edit an annotation, just simply click on it and then go up top right here, and then you can change all of these information, add new files, remove labels, and so on and so on. To remove a label, just select it, empty it, and press enter. That'll just delete it simply like that. Once you're done, you can just click save, and that'll save the annotation in its new state. If you go on the right, you'll see that you'll find the annotation logo out there as well. Just click on it. Here are the list of every single annotation that are inside of the viewer. In my case, let's say I want to only see the ones that are in the category safety elements. So I still do have a few because I have one fire extinguisher that is in every single language. So what I'll do is, for example, type down fire extinguisher. Now I can see I have my first fire extinguisher. If I double click on it, it's going to take me to that annotation. I have my second one out there, and then I have my third one, which is the double one right here. And you can see, as I'm now only looking for the fire extinguishers, my alarm annotation has disappeared because it's not in the filter that I've selected. Now if I remove this, I can see all the annotations that have the safety element category again, and I can select multiple categories to see multiple types at the same time. For example, I can enable wall, barrel, issue, and so on and so on, and I'll see all the annotations contained in these categories. To wrap up with this video, we will go quickly into the settings. If you go right here on the bottom right, you can click on this and you will find an annotation tab. Here you can toggle the visibility of the annotations altogether, so it's like disabled, you won't see any annotation, or visible and you'll see the ones that follow your filters rule that we saw just before. The depth management will allow you to see annotations through walls, through objects, and so on and so on. Basically, if I disable that, I'm going to see right there behind annotations that appear through the point cloud. If I go back into settings, enable it, we can see now they're gone, but they're just out there behind the point cloud, okay? So that's what depth management is. I can also change the opacity so I can have them being more transparent. For example, 0.2. It will attract the eye a little bit less. Here, for obviously, these annotations are red, so we see them a lot. If you want them to be a little more discreet, you can change the opacity to have them just floating around instead of being a hard color. And then there is the display distance. For this, I'm just going to move a bit my camera so we can see live what is happening. So you'll see this one out there is going to disappear as we change the display distance. So here it's 50 meters, and if we get it back and down, I've gotten under 9 meters, and so now I can't see my annotations that are closer to 9 meters to my positions. Okay, so I have a circle of 9 meters around me, and I can see all the annotations that are inside that circle, but not the ones that are outside. So if I go really close, I'm not even going to see that one. And then if I get it back up to 50, I'm going to be able to see all of them again. That is really useful when you have a large project with a lot of annotations. It will allow you to only see the ones that are close to you.